What's up guys, Woo here, back again with another Division 2 build video guys. Welcome back. Today's build is all about True Patriot, and this is a build I rarely see on any kind of heroic content. It's a rarity now, whereas before this used to be the go-to, bit of a meta, and especially in PvP this used to be quite nasty in all honesty. So I thought I would dust this off and see how this fares in TU11, and it does a decent job. Now, just for ships and giggles guys, this is not a solo build. So if you're going to take this solo into any content, you're not going to reap the rewards, you're not going to get the benefits, you're not, just no, don't do it. In a group, it has so many good options. Again, it will only continually buffer your tick, and that's what this build is about. It's team suppression support build that gives your guys more chance to take people down, NPCs down, quicker. And of course, this may be used in PvP, but still as only a support build. But guys, if you enjoyed this build, know what to do, thumbs doodle, that really helps. And if you're new to the channel, drop the woo bomb on the sub button, ding the bell to be notified when we upload my content. Guys, let's woo this. Guys, as I've said, it's True Patriot, this is the build. Now, I'm using the gunner spec, I feel that's best in slot for this, and the particular weapon I wanted to use with this build as well, which you've not seen before on any of my builds. I thought I'd just showcase this, and it's good. It is. Now, you do lose out on some damage, of course you do. This is a support build with 1.6 million armor, 310k health, but it does give you some nice damage over time with this. You simply sit in cover and just spam those bullets, 351 of them into NPCs, which is the satisfying thing regarding the setup. So, gunner spec, I feel that's strong, and I'm using that for a number of reasons. The armor on kill, which does help, and of course, yes, of course, I want that 50 pouch. The 50 pouch to go on my LMG, the belt fed one. You know what I'm talking about now. Now, True Patriot, 1.6 million armor. 1 offensive, 5 defensive, no utility stats. Guys, don't worry, there is a skill build coming before the end of the week, so make sure you are tuned in. I haven't forgotten about skill builds, but there's so many different builds I had to showcase, so here goes. This one is 4-piece True Patriot, and again, you can see, guys, yeah, gloves, which are high-end, and the exotic pair of knee pads. Let's go through the mask. Now, True Patriot, if you're not too sure what it does, if you're new to the division, and you want to know what the gear set does, let's take a look. So the 2-piece gives you 30% ammo capacity. The 3-piece gives you 30% magazine size. The 4-piece is red, white and blue. Every 2 seconds, enemies you shoot receive a stacking debuff on red, white and blue. Red amplifies the enemy's damage taken by 8%. White, shooting the enemy repairs the attacking agent's armor by 2% once every second. Blue decreases the enemy's damage dealt by 8%. And for flag, enemies that die while under the effect of all 3 debuffs create a 5-meter explosion, dealing damage equal to their total health and armor. Explosion damage reduced on named enemy deaths. This is, yeah, I feel True Patriot does have a lot of value. And the key is, with this build, again, you have the red, white and blue, is to use it to your advantage. And again, if you get them all under 4 flag, you know what's going to happen, there's going to be explosion. And again, you just pummel as much ammo you have into this. And that's why I've opted for the LMG. And that's again why I've opted for more bullets in the mag. 351 to be exact. And again, I've not touched or re-rolled the named weapon. Well, the weapon. It's not a named weapon, but the weapon. So, this guy's, yeah, you can see, the core attribute is armor. It's not perfect, but it's decent. I've rolled crit damage. And I put more crit damage on there as well. And the reason I've done that is I don't crit often. I don't crit often enough, but when I do crit well. And that's what I wanted. So crit damage is everywhere on the build. Now the holster, again, is the 2nd piece of True Patriot. And you can see, guys, max armor and crit damage at 12%. The backpack, guys, is the 3rd piece of True Patriot. And the core attribute is armor with crit damage and more crit damage. Patriotic boost. Now, why I'm using this, again, I'm in a position where there's 2 pieces I wanted to put on this build. So I was kind of shoehorned into using the chest piece in the backpack. So you can switch these around if you so desire, that is up to you. But for me, I wanted the gloves and the knee pads to be 2 certain items. So with the backpack, which is a good thing, you get nice damage increase. So 8% to 12% on red and blue, and 2% to 3% on white. So that's why I'm using the backpack. I like the backpack, I think it's got some nice bonuses. Now the chest piece, guys, again, it's the last piece of True Patriot, and it is armor, crit damage, and more crit damage. You can see where I'm going with this. I'm not going to crit often, but when I do, I'm going to crit nice. Increases red, white, and blue rotation speed to 1.5 seconds. Again, I am not a big fan of this particular chest piece, but still, guys, because I'm utilizing this, I don't have a choice. I have to use the chest piece. You'll see why now. Now, I'm rolling with the Contractor's Gloves, which is weapon damage, damage to armor, and crit damage, and of course LMG damage because it's PATRIOT. Now, I had to use the Contractor's Gloves. I like the 8% damage to armor. That goes a long way. This is a nice setup. I had to get the gloves on there, so that's one point. So if you've got Contractor's Gloves, get them on there. You're gonna get some nice damage, guys. So just trust me, Contractor's Gloves is what you need on this build. Now, the next one again is something that you just also need on this build because you're just getting more damage. Given you're not going to crit on this build very often, it's about 18-19%, which is not a great deal. Do not worry. I've ran mission-wise dozens of missions with this, and more than half I'm finding people rolling with Cody's Mask. And again, that will only increase your critic chance and critic damage. So that's a nice buffer to have on your team. If not, don't worry, it still puts a sexy shift in. So with this, you can see Soy's knee pads, its armor, explosive health, so explosive resistance and health, stand your ground, so you can't be staggered by explosions, but it's all about the extra weapon damage. So when you're not moving, you're in cover. Every second, you're going to gain 3% extra weapon damage. That's great. That is really, really good, because you're going to get a maximum of 30% weapon damage, because it'll stack up to 10. And as soon as you start moving, you've got 10 seconds of having an extra 30% weapon damage, and that, on this build, does help. Of course, you can go down the Cody's Mask route. That will increase your crit, which is decent. However, I do like this because for me on this build, it is kind of sit back in cover and just choose your NPCs. Just pick them off. Just light them up like a Christmas tree and make sure your teammates are taking them down quicker. Yeah, you know it goes, guys. You know it goes. Soy's knee pads, I feel, best in slots. So with this, you have to use the chest piece and you have to use the backpack. If you want to mix things up on this build, you have several different options. As I've said, you've got Cody's Mask. That is an option. That will put a nice work in. Will get you some nice crits on this build. That's for sure. Again, if you don't have the chest piece or the backpack, again, you've got so many more ideas what you could roll with, but it's entirely up to you. For me, this is how I'm rolling on this build. I think this is the best way for me to roll. Now, the skills, guys, they're just there to keep me alive, which is the Fixer Drone, and of course the Hive Restorer. Don't worry about the speeds, it is what it is. I always change it, guys, and it never changes for about 10 minutes after. I'm just fed up with this shit. But anyway, the Division 2, there we go. So in terms of mods, duration, armor repair, and health. And on the Hive Restorer, again, you've got healing, you have repair charges, and you have health. Now the weapons, okay guys, the primary weapon is the Stoner LAMG, the LAMG. The LAMG, or whatever you want to call it. It is a really nice, beastly weapon. Now, not many people use this because, again, the slow fire rate, there's not much damage it outputs, but, again, when this came out, this was shot to shit because of the low damage output, and I thoroughly understand. But I wanted to test it to see how much of a shift it can give me on this build, and it does really, really well. And again, surprisingly, I do recommend it. Guys, trust me, try it. It's nice. And what I like about this is when you suppress an enemy, and you'll suppress dozens of enemies on this build with this weapon, what happens, you're going to gain an extra 10% weapon damage for 12 seconds. So, theoretically, you can gain an extra 40% weapon damage because you can stack it, which is a nice additional talent weapon damage boost. So, works very, very well. Given the RPM is slower than a snail on heat, yeah, that's what we're looking at. So, Overwhelm is a decent-ish talent. On this, it puts a shift. And again, this is completely off meta. Trust me, but it works. It works nice. In hard content as well. So we're talking about, legendary content. I've ran one, okay guys, albeit one legendary mission, and it was smooth, plain sailing with this setup. Trust me, guys, it's nice. Now, the attributes are LMG damage, damage to target out of cover, and magazine size. Now, you could switch out the magazine size for a different attribute. I have left that on just for the time being. I've left it on. However, you can re-roll that, get damage to armor on there if that's viable. In fact, should we take a look? I'm not too sure about that. Let's go and have a look. We'll see what we can roll onto that talent if need be. Again. Where's my Lamg? There you go. This is the stoner. Right, let's look at the magazine size. Okay, so these, yeah, so you can see, guys, these are the options what you can roll onto that. So damage to armor, crit chance, headshot damage, crit damage. And again, if you've got absolutely awesome aim, headshot damage is a good option, but damage to armor is also a really nice one. Really nice. You can increase the magazine size if necessary, but damage to armor is what I would perhaps go for. With this, I'm getting extra, 30 bullets in the mag, but what I'm going to do is re-roll that for damage to armor. Just wanted to showcase how many bullets you can get in this mag. Anyway, right, where were we? Let's take a look at the mods. The mods on this, guys, are just crit. So crit chance, we're looking more crit chance. There's stability, which is a fixed attachment, and then you have the large pouch, which is 50 plus rounds. And that's from the gunner spec, and only gunner spec, guys. So make sure, if you're going to roll with this, and again, slap on that extra 50 rounds, you can only do that via the gunner spec. Secondary is the mechanical animal. I don't really use it, guys. It's just something up close and personal. I've just got this attached, 52 in the mag, and again, that's because it's the True Patriot gear set. This will elevate my heals effectively from the hive and the drone. It is what it is, guys. I don't really use this on the build. I've used it very, very few times, but again, you can have your secondary as you wish. You could go down the Sweet Dreams route. That's an option. That's something that I have thought about, but I've not come to the point where I've needed it. With the Sweet Dreams, you know, guys, when you get oncoming rushes, you can one-shot them with the melee if they are not yellow. So that's something to bear in mind on the build. Mod-wise, crit chance. They are crit chance, rounds, and of course, crit chance. Secondary, so remember my sidearm is the same. It's the backup boomstick. I'm not using it on this, guys, whatsoever. So it is irrelevant. If it's something where you hit, you matchmake, and there's directives on where there's no ammo, make sure you're using a pistol. That will help you on the build. Now, guys, that's the setup. Let's look at the stats. And again, guys, as I said, the crit chance is nearly 19%. It's not a great deal. My total crit chance on the watch is, funnily enough, 8.8%. So I can get this up to 20% crit chance, which is shite, in all honesty. But it's not really what that's about. Once I do crit, I crit hard, which is great. And that's why I've opted for that. You could, again, switch that around and go for headshot damage, because that's that consistent headshot damage kind of multiplier. That's something to bear in mind. That is an option, guys. That is for sure an option. But again, it's up to you how you roll. This is the way I roll, and I found it beneficial for me. So each to their own, folks. And then we can see there, guys, LMG damage bonus is 37.8%. My all weapons damage bonus is 21.5%. Again, with this, guys, you can see there's armor everywhere, then damage where possible. For example, crit damage, just to give me as much damage output as I can. Now, again, this isn't going to one-shot anyone. This isn't, you might take a few bullets, add a few to really take NPCs down quickly, but it is a nice setup. It's really nice. I've ran this through the DZ, weirdly enough, but not this particular way. What I did, I switched. So I had Coyote's mask and the True Patriot holster, True Patriot knee pads, and I changed my gloves for some Sokolov gloves, and I was using the chatterbox, and it gave me 79 bullets in the mag. 79. So I did a fairly decent job. And again, if you want to see that, I will show you an updated version tomorrow. Will it work in PvP? Well, you've got the armor. You've got 1.6 million armor, I believe. So it does okay. But still, you'll have to see in the gameplay. You'll have to let me know what you think. But this build is nice. It is nice. I'm going to show you now in the range how nice it is. So again, that's 15 meters. Swords knee pads will start to stack. You see there's already percentage there. Again, with that, guys, you can see you're just sitting in cover. and you can just spam as many as you want. And all it's going to do is just give the bonuses to your teammates to make sure they're supported, make sure they take down NPCs quicker. This is not everyone's build. This is not going to be for everyone. It's a good build for the right occasion. The right occasion is team support. If you're a team support player, then this build may be the one for you, may shine for you. As of course, guys, if you enjoy the video, enjoy the build, you know what to do, thumbs doodle, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.